Hello, dear friends. Welcome to our chair yoga class, Yoga for Everybody. Let's take a moment to center ourselves. So sitting comfortably with the shoulders relaxed down from the ears, let's take a few full deep cleansing breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose if possible, exhaling fully. Let's next time exhale through the mouth, so inhale through the nose. Fully and completely exhale through the mouth. One more inhale through the nose. Hold the breath for a few moments and exhale through the mouth. This time we'll inhale, retain the breath, and exhale through the nose. So inhale. Hold the breath for a few counts. And exhale through the nose. And now allow the breath to flow on its own without controlling it in any way. Lift the inward gaze up towards the point between the eyebrows. Visualize the shining light at this point. Yogananda called this the seat of superconsciousness, this area in the physical body. It's also known in yoga as the sixth chakra. With that inward gaze lifted, we lift our consciousness to this point. As we practice today, let's just keep lifting the gaze there as often and as much as we can in a relaxed way. One more deep, full breath now in and out. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart center. Let's honor this divine light within yourself and within all beings with Namaste. Namaste. Okay, so today's class, I thought it might be nice for us to focus on attunement. This is something we talk about in yoga practice, and Yogananda described this as aligning our consciousness with our highest self, with the highest teachings. There's different ways in which you can attune your consciousness, but when we say attunement in yoga, we're talking about attunement with the teachings, attunement with our highest self, attunement with the guru. So for yourself, listening for what would work for you, right? You might, so in terms of highest aspiration, if there's something you're moving toward, the more that you can attune your consciousness to that, the more everything in you will move in that direction more easily. So in yoga, Yogananda offered us 8 aspects of the divine that we could experience super consciousness in the material realm. These qualities are known as wisdom, sound, like the sound of Om, that's vibration, power, so that would be divine power, light, calmness, peace, I always count for myself to make sure I get them all, love, divine love, and joy. So any one of those qualities could be something you attune yourself to in our practice today. And as you do, see if you're able to feel that quality more completely. Okay, so let's stay seated for a few warm-ups. We'll bring our hands to our shoulders, or they could stay on your thighs if that's more comfortable. And we'll move into some shoulder rolls. So keep the breath flowing as you practice, and just notice as you move, how are the shoulders today? Sometimes we have tension there without realizing it until we move into shoulder rolls. And then you feel like, oh, that feels good. Oh, I needed that. And then we'll reverse directions. You can do this aligning the breath with movement by inhaling when you come up and exhaling as you come down. And generally when I do that, my movements are a little slower, aligning with the breath. So you decide what feels best. This helps to maintain a good range of motion in the body. So it's nice to do this periodically. So now we'll practice a few neck stretches. We'll inhale, lift through the crown of the head. As you exhale, release the head and bring the chin towards the chest. Gently stretching the back of the neck, the weight of the head gives you a gentle stretch. Take some deep, full breaths in and out. Very nice. And we'll inhale back to center. And then as you exhale, gently turn your head to look to the left. Look out over the left shoulder. Keep the shoulders relaxed down from your ears. Belly relaxed as you breathe. A few deep breaths here. And inhale back to center. And as you exhale, gently turn the head to look to the right. Notice if there's a difference in the range of motion for the neck. Is it easier to turn one direction over the other? Without judgment or criticism of yourself, it's simply taking note. Where's the body today? And how can you support the body? By knowing what you see and what you experience. And inhale, back to center. Very nice. Let's practice tilting the head. So inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, tilt the head. Left ear tilts down towards the left shoulder, stretching the right side of the neck. Again, it's the weight of the head that helps give you a gentle stretch. And we'll inhale back to center and exhale, tilt the head towards the right. And as you breathe and stretch, and sometimes I will just very slightly kind of add to the stretch. So it's the weight of the head, but then I just kind of slightly deepen it very carefully, just so that I can feel that stretch. And inhale back to center. Very nice. So now we'll take the fingers, interlace them, and bring them behind the head. We'll inhale and expand, and you'll have a slight arch in the back. And then as you exhale, bring the elbows towards each other and the chin down towards the chest. When you're ready to inhale, you'll inhale, expand. Slight arch in the spine, and just flow at your own pace. When you're ready to exhale, bring the elbows towards each other and the chin down towards the chest. You're welcome to pause in either direction if you like. If you pause, keep the breath flowing, so don't hold the breath. Generally exhaling as you come forward and inhaling when you come back up. Very nice. The next time that you come up, we'll bring the arms up above us and exhale, arms down around to the side. And then we'll practice side-to-side stretching. So we'll inhale the left arm up, lift and lengthen. You can use the chair to support you as you come over to the side and rotate the head and look up to the sky, reaching through the fingertips, giving yourself a nice stretch alongside the left side of the body. The eyes can be open or closed. Nice, and we'll inhale up. And then exhale down. And go to the other side, so the right arm comes up, lift and lengthen. And exhale over. And rotate the head to look up to the sky. Breathing deeply. Just see that as you breathe, if you're able to create a little bit more space in the body with the breath, kind of helping the body move into the stretch without overstretching. And inhale up, nice, and exhale down. So we'll come into a seated forward bend. I'm going to come forward a little bit in my chair. This is known as Baddha Konasana. So we bring the soles of the feet together. The knees are apart. And what you want to make sure, if you have come forward in your chair, is that the chair itself is stable, right? So the back of the chair is not lifting up off the ground. You don't want to come forward and feel like, oh, my whole seat is coming with me. So make sure that you're stable. We start here with the hands resting on the thighs. And this is a neutral spine, lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. And you want to tune in and just notice, how's that stretch on the inside of the legs? So you might already be feeling a stretch here. And if that's true, coming forward, you want to be careful not to go too far forward. So you don't want to overstretch this area. But if you feel like you can come forward, you'll have the option for that. So we lift and lengthen on the inhale. And then as you exhale, lead with your heart. Take your time. Try to maintain a neutral spine, so not rounding the back. And you just keep coming forward to the point where you feel like you're stable, so you've not gone too far, and you're getting a nice stretch in the back. Take some deep, full breaths in and out. And lengthen through the spine as you breathe. So as you're lengthening, just coming forward slightly, it's mostly lengthening the back. You can feel or imagine energy flowing more freely. After a few breaths, you have the option, if it's safe for your body, to round the spine. So you'd inhale, and as you exhale, surrender. So I come a little bit more far forward. I bring my hands down. And you could pause right here, right? So I just take my time. I keep lowering. I can feel a deep stretch in my back. I begin to look down towards the floor. The affirmation for this pose is secure in myself. I accept whatever is. Secure in myself. I accept whatever is. As you continue to relax, you may find that the head wants to release completely. You're welcome to do that. Breathing deeply, mentally affirming, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. To come out of the pose, we begin to slide the hands along the legs as we inhale back to center. Bring the feet to the floor, the hands resting on the tops of the thighs. Relax the whole body fully and completely, lifting that inner gaze up toward the point between the eyebrows, mentally affirming, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose. Very nice. So from here, we'll move into seated mountain pose. I think I'm going to come back just a tiny bit in my chair. And when we're on the floor with this pose, we generally sit cross-legged. So another way to do that is to alternate, bringing first the left leg up to cross over the thigh. That's going to engage the left hip, and you'll feel a stretch through the leg. When so we'll do this pose twice to get a similar stretch on both sides. So the hands can stay here at the heart, or as you inhale, you can bring them up above your head. And then they're like a diamond above you. Then draw the stomach in and keep the breath flowing. And that usually feels strange because we've place the diaphragm in a position of not really moving very much. But what that can do is draw the energy upward. At any point, you can relax the belly as you breathe. So we start this way, but then you can relax the belly, which makes breathing easier. The eyes can be closed or lifted. If they are closed, we still lift the inward gaze. The affirmation is, my thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. My thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. Deep, full breath in and out. We'll inhale up and exhale, arms down to the side. Uncross the legs. Let's pause for a moment and notice how it feels. Can you feel a significant difference on the left side of the body than the right? Do you feel energy or sense energy moving through the body? My thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. Very nice. We'll go to the other side. So now we'll take the right foot, the ankle, and cross it over. And I take a moment to feel settled in that, nice and stable. The hands here at the heart, and they can stay here, or inhale up. Draw the stomach in. Keep the stomach held in as you breathe. Eyes can be open and lifted, or keeping the gaze lifted and closing the eyes, mentally affirm. My thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. Can release the belly at any time. Visualize the lengthened spine, energy rising through the body, up to the point between the eyebrows. My thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. A few more breaths. Parvatasana, seated mountain pose. To come out, we inhale if the hands are above you. Exhale, arms down. Uncross the legs. Let the hands rest on the top of the thighs. Relax the body fully. See if you can sense energy shifting, moving, awakening within you. Bringing both of these affirmations together, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. My thoughts and energy rise up to touch the sky. Deep, full breath in and out. Very nice. So here we're going to practice seated Virabhadrasana. So this is warrior one. And I'm going to show you this by turning to the side. Generally what I do for this pose, let's see if I'm going to move my seat just a tiny bit. It's helpful to have a sticky mat. Now you don't have to, but you'll see, I'll explain why. Seated, we're pretty secure in the seat, so I can have my hand here on the back of the chair. And my buttock, half of the buttock is off of the seat so that it's easier to move the leg. And I bring my left leg back. You could have the toes turned under, or you can have the top of the foot on the floor. With the top of the foot on the floor, it just feels like it gives me a nicer stretch through that left thigh. I walk my right foot out a little bit. The hands can stay right here at the heart. They could be at the hip, or you could inhale them up above you. And the hands don't come together if they come up above you. You're reaching through the fingertips, lifting the gaze. This is warrior one, spiritual warrior. Virabhadrasana. I attune my will to the source of all power. And the attunement, again, can be to any of the 8 aspects. So you could mentally affirm, I attune my will to the source of all joy. I attune my will, my life, my consciousness to the source of all love. Very nice. To come out, if the hands are above you, lift and lengthen. Circle them down to your side. The back arm near the chair won't go all the way, so you just adjust that. And then I use the seat to bring that together. And then I like to turn center. That just gives me more stability. To pause and relax the whole body. Notice the left side. Compare to the right. Mentally affirming, I attune my will, my life, and my consciousness to the source of all. Very nice. Okay, let's go to the other side. So I'll turn this way. I'm going to shift my position using the back of the chair for support. So now the right leg comes back. And I just take a moment until I feel like that's a nice stretch. And you want to be careful not to stretch the groin muscle too much. So if I turn the toes under, it feels different. So you just decide for yourself what's the best for you. Again, hands can be at the heart, at the hip, or you can inhale them above you. If they're above you, they're facing each other but not touching. Lifting the gaze, breathing deeply. In this position, you might want to keep the eyes open because you are balancing here. And open eyes are easier to balance the body with. You decide. I attune my will to the source of all joy. I attune my will, my life, my consciousness to the source of all. To come out, we'll inhale, exhale, the arms down. Use the back of the chair to support you. Again, I'll turn here. Relax the body, coming into seated Vajrasana, the firm pose. Deep, full breaths in and out. With each breath, visualize a wave of divine energy washing through you. Perhaps one of the qualities you've attuned your consciousness to. Waves of joy, waves of peace, waves of light. The whole body filled with joy, filled with peace, filled with light. Very nice. So from here, I'm going to turn my chair to the side. We'll practice seated Ustrasana, the camel pose. So the camel pose, we have the hands can either be about midpoint or all the way back. For my spine, it helps me to be further forward in the chair and my hands all the way back because that's more comfortable for my body. A little bit deeper arch for my spine feels the best. It's not true for everyone. So first we start neutral, bring the hands into position, and then leading with the heart, we begin to lift and looking up towards the sky. I'm not dropping my head back. I'm just lifting up and creating an arch in the spine. The body with a quality of relaxation in the pose. So I'm reaching without straining. Beautiful affirmation with calm faith. I open to thy light. You feel yourself in this pose opening to those divine qualities we've been attuning to. With calm faith, I open to thy light, to thy peace, to thy perfect love and joy. Deep, full breaths in and out, welcoming a flood, a gentle bathing of light, peace, and joy. With calm faith, I open. to thy light. When you're ready to come out, you'll release the hands. Bring them back to the tops of the thighs. You can stay towards if you're at the edge of your seat, you can stay there or slide back a bit. With calm faith I open to thy light. Very nice. From here we'll come into Balasana. So with Balasana, if you have a chair in front of you, you can use that chair for support with your hands resting on top of a pillow or bolster. Another way to practice is to lay the chest and torso down on the thighs. I'll show you that in a moment. From Balasana, we have the option of moving into Sasamgasana. So I want to show you that quickly. So traditional Balasana, as I come forward, I release the head and neck. Sasamgasana, I bring the hands back. So I need to be a little further back in my chair so I can reach that. And then I tuck my chin towards my chest, and then we can come out. So starting here or having the chair in front of you for Balasana, lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. On the inhale, as you exhale, begin to lay the torso forward. Make sure you feel stable in your seat. Take your time coming down. You can stay with a fairly neutral spine or release the head and neck. Breathing deeply. The affirmation is I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Coming into Sasamgasana, the hands come to the back of the chair. I lengthen through the spine. So sometimes I lift my head a little bit, looking down towards the floor, lengthen the spine, and then turn to look towards the knees. Stretching the shoulders, the back, the arms. Deep, full breaths in and out. The affirmation here is I am master of my energy. I am master of myself. I am master of my energy. I am master of myself. To come out of the pose, release the arms. You can pause for a moment in Balasana, dropping the head and neck, and then inhale, bring yourself back up to seated Vajrasana. Relaxing the shoulders down from the ears, relaxing the body. I am master of my energy. I am master of myself. Staying seated in Vajrasana with the body relaxed and the gaze lifted. We'll sit for a moment of silence now, closing our practice with inner stillness. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. Om. Peace. Amen. Okay, great souls. So good to be with you today. Let's send out a blessing of light to all. Rubbing the hands together, visualize yourself as a channel of these divine qualities we've been focusing on. Send them out as a gift to everyone. Om. 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 Okay, wishing you a beautiful day. Many, many blessings to you.